Two words of the day were effort and execution. When we've done both of those things at a high level, we've been a good basketball team. When we haven't, we're a terrible basketball team. And tonight we were a terrible basketball team. It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TFD. It's pretty obvious at this stage that JJ Redick has had enough. The Lakers just went down for their third consecutive rout, and the frustration no longer has been masked. It wasn't about size, it wasn't about talent, it wasn't about stories, it was about want to, Redick finally uttered. He talked about the lack of focus, lack of sense of urgency, and the same players consistently failing to get the job done. He didn't have to point in names. When you're behind by 20 plus and there is an offensive play being called, and the players on the bench are joking in order to get the attention of the bench just to get the players on the court to focus, and when a timeout must be used to just get the players to make an effort, and when a player is jaw-jawing with the refs while playing 4-on-5 on defense, that is the same reason why Redick looked so irritated.
Then JJ tells us all about this uncomfortable meeting.
Yeah, but we that was, priority number one for me. Role clarity. I think since we've gotten Bron back, we haven't been as organized offensively. Too many random possessions, so that's on me. So it's those three things. Defensive clarity, role clarity, and offensive organization.
What just happened there? You could watch it unfold in real time. He begins to say something, but then remembers where it's headed, followed by, "Ooh, uncomfortable." No, not uncomfortable. He employed that term, however, what he actually was indicating was that the reality was getting a little too near to home. Then the fast backpedal, the mouth mop. Come on, we all know what that was. You can't say how you really feel when the team's two leaders, Luka and LeBron, are a significant portion of the issue, and there's nothing you can do about it. So he walks it back. Honestly, that tells you everything. This team feels stuck. It's like a dad on a family vacation threatening to turn this car around. Even everyone in the car knows it's not going to happen. The kids aren't worried, the vacation isn't getting canceled. It's just noise, empty threats. What are you actually going to do? Nothing. That's what makes this all so grim. No accountability at the top is killing them. Rich Paul talking about the Lakers not being contenders didn't just appear out of nowhere. And now comes serious LeBron James trade talk. Shams even mentioned recently that LeBron's future is uncertain. So prior to talking moves, the real question is easy. What precisely is broken about Los Angeles? Let's take this down a notch and really reason through what's going on, because the timeline is important. The Lakers were 11-5 to start the season without LeBron James while he was suffering from sciatica. In that run, they appeared cohesive, motivated, and viable. They were sitting close to the top of the West, manipulating tempo, and at least exhibiting defensive inclinations. Fast forward to December, LeBron's returned full-time, and suddenly this team falls from second all the way down to fifth with embarrassing losses to the Clippers, Phoenix, and others along the way. That alone raises eyebrows. But the true scarlet red flag is on the defensive side. In December, the Lakers are last defensively. Just watch that Christmas game against Houston and it leaps off the screen immediately. Tari Eason slices past Austin Reeves for a no-look layup. Amen Thompson comes off a simple screen and blows by a much slower defender with lug nuts. And then you watch Reeves get caught in no man's land after another screen. LeBron has to step up to cover, and that leaves the lob wide open at the rim. That's not scheme. That's effort, communication, and attention. Versus Houston, the Lakers' starting five was outscored 26-12 in 8 minutes. That's important because it indicates this isn't a bench problem. It's more than just LeBron and Luka. The stars dictate the tempo. And here's another revealing stat. In November, the Lakers were 8th in the NBA in steals per game. Luka was pulling around 2 a night. Steals aren't everything, but they are a great marker of hustle. Even a subpar defender like Russell Westbrook has always racked up steals because he plays hard. Then December hits. The Lakers 29th in steals a game, second to last in the league. And that decline just so happens to coincide with LeBron's return to full time. Coincidence? Maybe, but when JJ Redick calls out energy and effort, that's not exactly LeBron's forte at 41. LeBron himself conceded recently that he doesn't even really care about playing on Christmas anymore. So was it shocking the Rockets ran them out of the gym? Not really. The larger concern is how poisonous this gets alongside Luka Doncic. You cannot have two stars that constantly bitch to refs and don't run back on defense. See LeBron in that Houston game. He believes he's fouled by Reed Shepherd, he wasn't, then remains on the floor disputing while the Lakers protect 4-on-5. That's not leadership, that's selfish basketball. And frankly, it's a reflection of Luka's worst habits. We've witnessed this film previously in Dallas. The formula for winning with Luka has always been crystal. Surround him with elite defenders, shooting, a reliable big, and another ball handler. He flourished alongside Jalen Brunson and then Kyrie Irving. In LA, Austin Reeves really embodies that second creator role. Rui gives you effort, but LeBron's $53 million contract is a black hole for roster construction. You just can't construct legitimate depth and defense around Luka while shelling out that sort of cost for fadeaway reserves. They keep calling him New Luka or Revenge Luka. He may be thinner, but he's not transforming. He's not turning into an unexpected lockdown champion or abandoning the relentless whining. Even Redick confessed as much, remarking they've chatted with him, but Luka is Luka. Zooming out, the Lakers are way worse than their record indicates. They're 25th in overall defense, dead last in three-point defense, and fourth worst in opponent field goal percentage. All that's holding them up is clutch performance. They're unbeaten in tie-to-fires, which totally obscures how terrible they've really been. When those close games begin going the other direction, this could unravel quickly. So what's the solution? Folks yell trade LeBron, but that was LeBron's idea. Last offseason, when the Lakers didn't extend him, he issued a statement loud and clear that he wants to compete now and the Lakers are stacking for the future. That was more or less a shot across the bow. The irony is he bitched about trading Anthony Davis for a top-5 teammate in Luka. The issue is the no-trade clause. Any deal requires LeBron's approval. In theory, the teams he could take are the Knicks, Heat, Warriors, or Cavs. Realistically, only Golden State even makes sense, and even that crumbles fast. The Lakers want LeBron's $53 million off the books to build around Luka, not additional long-term money coming back. Because here's the hard truth, it was always a gap year. The Lakers are holding on for LeBron's contract to run out so they can build a legitimate roster. His energy problems, protective instincts, and giant paycheck are now on full display. And until that chapter closes, no real solution is on the horizon. Now, JJ Redick is signaling that changes are coming. He's openly talking about adjusting the lineups and giving Nick Smith Jr. a larger role. And he was pretty blunt about why. This roster is full of specialists, guys who do one thing really well, but that creates real balance issues. For someone like Nick to earn meaningful minutes, the offense and defense equation has to make sense. That's the reality of the situation. Redick made it clear. The opportunity is there, but it comes with expectations. And Nick understands that.
I thought last night he played under control. He had a couple of heat checks, but you got to be willing to live with that. Took the right shots when they were there off ball. Thought he was the appropriate level of aggressiveness on the ball as the handler. And again, a lot of that had to do with our screening. And there was first half, there was a Laker nail play with LeBron as a screener. They didn't do anything. He turned the corner and got a layup. Second half, we ran our 88, our side pick and roll with LeBron, and there was some red confusion. He hits a pull-up three. So I just think his overall control of what we were trying to do was really good. And then I also thought it was our best his best defensive game that he's had. And that to me is, our roster is, frankly, it's got a lot of guys that do a lot of one thing really well, and the balance of finding that offense-defense balance has got to be there, for a guy like Nick to, play meaningful minutes. That's just the reality. He knows that, and I thought his effort on that end was really good. And to get now 3 games that he's helped us win, from a two-way is huge. It's huge. I can't overstate, the impact he's had. I've been calling him 41 now since I turned 41 in June. So I still, tomorrow's a day, but he's 41 to me already. It is, remarkable. I have trouble getting out of bed in the morning and got to get an injection on my knee, and my body is old and broken. It's like that. If you don't use it, you lose it. And once I stopped using it, I lost it all. I can still barely touch the rim though, which is nice.